Present.
Alderman Bachman.
Here.
Alderman Milner, absent. Alderman Reese. Present. Alderman Dickerson.
Here.
Alderman Long.
Here.
Alderman Turner.
Here.
Alderman Stafford.
Yep.
Mayor Hassey.
Here, and we do have a quorum. Good evening, everyone. We do have a couple ceremonial matters tonight. To start off with, we have a proclamation for Small Business Saturday. I'm not sure if there's anybody here to accept this tonight, but we'll go ahead and read this.
Obi, you can go.
Yeah, Obi, you can go up here. You got a small business.
I do that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know, it's big, depends on what day of the week it is, right? If it's sunny and warm.
That's right, that's right, yeah, you're right, you're right.
All right. Small Business Saturday. Whereas Small Business Saturday is celebrated annually on the Saturday following Thanksgiving, and whereas in only 7 years, Small Business Saturday has become a powerful movement and more people are taking part than ever before, and whereas Small Business Saturday is a way to celebrate the uniqueness, charm, and economic impact that small businesses bring to their communities, and whereas Harrisonville is home to a number of small businesses who are primed and ready to help customers kickstart the holiday shopping season. Now, therefore, I, Brian Hassick, Mayor of the City of Harrisonville, Missouri, do hereby proclaim Saturday, November 26, 2016, as Small Business Saturday in our city and encourage all residents to support their local businesses and shop small on this very special day. So, Obie, I'll let you take that since you'll be representative tonight.
Picture, please.
You bet.
All right, nice smile, gentlemen. One more time, nice smile. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right.
Way to go, Obi.
Okay, our other ceremonial matter tonight is the reappointment of Viola Weiberg, did I say that correctly?
I think so.
To the Board of Zoning Adjustments. She is currently on that and her term's expiring and is asked to serve another term, so. Anybody? A motion, is that a motion, Alderman Turner? Motion from Alderman Turner,
Second.
second from Alderman Dickerson. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And she will be appointed to another term. At this time, I'll open the floor to public participation. Anybody who has anything to bring before this board that is not on our already scheduled agenda, please be sure to let the clerk know your name and your address, as well as the board know your name. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Chris Benjamin. Just real quick thing, just wanted to share some findings with you guys regarding the old hospital project. The developer that's come from out of town trying to develop that area and try to get a tax subsidy to do so. The lawyer for this developer, last time he was here, I went back and looked at the transcript of the council meeting. He said, quote, "The biggest investor in the project will be the school district by far. We have a letter from the superintendent on behalf of the district supporting the project." Well, I figured it's probably a good idea to verify whether that's true, whether they actually did have a letter. And so I did call, the next day I called the school superintendent for Cass R9 schools, Frank Dahman. And unfortunately, there was never a letter. Frank Dahman said he'd never been contacted about supporting this project. He said as far as he's concerned, the board's not voted on it. He believes that the school district will not take a position on the project. And so it just seems to me that this issue, these developers are asking for the city, they're asking for a trust to go into partnership with the city to get this tax subsidy, which means that you have to take them at their word on a lot of things. And here you have something that was easily verifiable. These guys said they had a letter from the school district that they didn't have. And I think that's very troubling for the community, that you're getting something that's this easily verifiable, that you're getting false information from this group. And I just wanted to share that with the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good evening. You're next.
John Foster, 2619 Veterans. Thank you.
Good evening, John.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Board. As a committee of one and none of the authority of nobody, I'd like to give a customer satisfaction report on Mechanic Street. After the Wildcats won their football game Friday night, as I pulled out onto the street, it was a joy to see teenagers walking down sidewalks on both sides of the street, on a well-lit street. It's a joy to see school buses have proper access onto Mechanic Street now. The little guys aren't bouncing around in them the way they did for years. And of course, I brought back some memories when I played football as a Wildcat and walked down Mechanic Street. Why, there was cast iron light poles every 198 feet and with a 300-watt bulb in it. And you carried a flashlight so you could see between the two lights. But anyhow, I am most grateful to see that done. Most of you probably recall about a decade ago the state and the city, started a study on Mechanic Street from Independence to Double E, and I faintly remember that they thought the total cost of widening that as a 3-lane road all the way to Double E would be about $16 million. I don't know anything about the dollar-wise on it, but we're started that way. I certainly would like to see us do another phase. We need to be thinking about at least get out to Gospel Hill with 3 lanes of traffic. I also know that the council had an opportunity to hear the street superintendent make a presentation to you in August 1 about the condition of our existing streets, the curbs and sidewalks, and funding that was going to be needed. He mentioned the fact that communities have the opportunity to levy a 1 cent per gallon gasoline tax on gasoline sales. And since our community has transformed from automobile agencies, lumber yards, concrete plants, and so forth, into servicing heavy-duty trucking, why, that fuel is being pumped at a very large rate. It is my opinion that there probably is as much as 25,000 gallons a week pumped in this town for fuel. It is absolutely amazing to me, the tanker trucks is dumping fuel at the fueling centers. And we're going to have another one open up, but anyhow, it seems to me like that it would be a good idea if this council would consider letting the citizens of this community have an opportunity to vote on a 1 cent per gallon fuel tax, and we could use that money to do more planning and some matching money with the state possibly for on Mechanic Street again. That's my opinion. I am most grateful to see street improvements. The street, Commercial Street and 291 is just wonderful. And I haven't heard anyone complain about paying the 1 cent TDD tax on it. So, anyhow, keep up the work. Let's look down the road. Let's get some planning done. I thank you.
Very good, thank you, sir. Is there anyone else who would like to speak this evening? Seeing no one, I will close public participation and we'll move on to the approval of the minutes. First, we have the minutes from the Board of Alderman meeting, budget meeting on October 10th, 2016.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Alderman Dickerson and a second from Alderman Reese. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Board of Alderman regular meeting October 17th, 2016.
Move to approve.
Second.
A motion from Alderman Turner and a second from Alderman Bowman. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Minutes are approved. Minutes from the Board of Alderman special meeting on October 24th, 2016.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion from Alderman Dickerson. I have a second from Alderman Long. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved. Moving on to our agenda items. First item we have is Council Bill 074.
A resolution authorizing the city administrator to execute an agreement with Max Ford for the purchase of one 2017 Police Interceptor SUV at a price not to exceed $28,504.14 and one 2017 Ford Escape at a price not to exceed $22,235.14 for a total expenditure not to exceed $50,739.28.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the Board of Alderman. Before you tonight is the purchase of two vehicles for the police department. First one would be a patrol vehicle, an SUV, replacing the vehicle that was damaged earlier this summer. We addressed that with mid-year budget and put money in to replace that. The second item is a Ford Escape for the admin vehicle. It has been in the budget for the full year. We have looked at state bid from Lou Fu's Ford out of Chesterfield and compared that to a local dealer, Max Ford. Max Ford is selling us a 2017 Ford Escape for sorry about that. The SUV is $27,891 delivered to Harrisonville under a state contract, and the local price obtained by Max Ford would be $28,504. On the Ford Escape 2016 under state bid is $22,748. The same vehicle by Max Ford is $22,235. We are recommending purchasing the vehicles from Max Ford, Harrisonville, Missouri. Entertain any questions?
Any questions?
What was this Escape for?
It's the admin vehicles for the detectives. That's what they drive, rather than driving work vehicle.
And this was already in that budget? 16 budget?
Yes.
Are we replacing the, what is it, aluminum or something?
Well, we added a detective, but we do have a 2004 Chevy Impala.
Oh, Impala, that's what I was going to say. I knew there was one of them in there that was getting a little bit,
That's on, and we spent a lot of money fixing that, and
Yeah.
don't want to continue to do that. We also are trying to do a forfeiture on a vehicle from a drug traffic stop. We're working on that so that our drug detective would have something to drive, so he
Okay.
may have to drive the Impala for a little bit.
okay, but we're working on retiring the Impala.
Yes, fine.
Okay.
And the other was in the, was the budgeted car too in 16?
The SUV was budgeted at mid-year to replace
That's the one that was wrecked.
the one that was, the vehicle that was wrecked. And we received money from our insurance to assist with replacing that. And we got about $7,500 for the car and $1,500 for taking the equipment out. I'm not 100% sure on those numbers, but I think it's around there.
Any other questions? All right, seeing none, I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
A motion from Alderman Bowman,
Second.
second from Alderman Stafford. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And Council Bill 074 becomes Resolution R039. Council Bill 075.
An ordinance adopting an operating budget for the city of Harrisonville, Missouri for the fiscal year January 1, 2017 through December 31, 2017.
All right. That is just our first reading for the budget. We'll have the second reading at our next regularly scheduled meeting. So That already moves us on to the Alderman and committee reports. Alderman Bowman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think my only comments would be pertaining to what the chief has talked about in the handout that's been left on the dais this evening pertaining to police officer safety. The 2 police officers that were killed in Des Moines were actually ambushed in their vehicles. And I just am a huge proponent of police safety, and I would like for us to reconsider at some point the purchase of the police lockers that the police chief has asked us to consider in our budget for 2017. Our police officers in Harrisonville are husbands and fathers and sons and daughters of folks. And I think that protecting police safety should be priority number 1 for this council. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Alderman Bachman. Alderman Reese.
I'll pass tonight.
All right. Alderman Dixon.
Nothing.
Alderman Long.
I'm good.
Alderman Turner. Alderman Stafford.
Right ahead.
Well, you guys are talking a bunch tonight. Well, Mr. Cohen, we're already to you, sir.
I hadn't prepared too many speeches, I was going to use the rest of the meeting for that. I do want to remind everybody that city offices will be closed on Friday in observance of Veterans Day. And while we're observing things, I want to remind people that there is an election tomorrow, if you hadn't heard. So please remember to vote and participate.
All right. Very good. I kind of like to echo what Mr. Foster said about mechanic. One of the things I noticed, it looks like maybe they, I don't know if they shaved it down a little. It seems like you can see much further than you could before. And then now it makes what was the good part of mechanic look kind of cruddy, because now you've got this nice brand new beautiful road that's smooth. And when you come off of Price Street there, I think it's Lindsay's house, they had juniper bushes planted there that I think finally met their end because of the widening of the highway, so you can now see past that much better. So the people turning out from the school, it's a much better turn. But no, that's a long time coming, and there's a lot of people that have worked to try to get that done. So you know, I've had a lot of people tell me they try to tell me thank you, and I make sure to point out that it's not my doing, it was somebody else's doing that brought that here. So, but we're all happy to have it, so we'll take what we get. The other thing I wanted to bring up was this weekend is the Masonic breakfast. The money collected this weekend will go to the Shop with a Cop program. Also want to pass on that the officers can eat free. I don't know if Chief slipped out. Is he still?
No, he's still down here.
He's still he's hiding.
Yeah.
Is he where he could hear me?
Yeah.
He's coming this way. Well, this was his. Oh,
Actually, I was right under the speaker and he could hear you just fine.
oh, good.
Which was great.
If you could please pass the word along to the officers that they can eat free this weekend at the Masonic Lodge, and the money goes to Shop with a Cop for those who are that show up and pay. It's a good breakfast. You get biscuits and gravy and eggs cooked to order, pancakes. It's all you can eat, and orange juice, coffee. So money goes to a good cause. So it always goes to a good cause. So anyway, hope to see people there.
Brian.
Yeah, it's only $6 for all you can eat, so you can't go somewhere and eat that cheap. And that's pretty much all I have this evening. Alderman Dickerson, if you could.
I move that the Board of Alderman go into closed session pursuant to the following sections of the revised statute of Missouri. And section 610-021 to discuss personnel matters.
All right. Second from Alderman Long.
Alderman Bowman. Alderman Bachman. Alderman Reese. Alderman Milner, absent. Alderman Dickerson.
Alderman Dickerson.
Alderman Long. Alderman Turner. Alderman Stafford.
And we are adjourned to executive. Thank you, everyone.